It is episode 211, but part 4 of the Math Discussion Makeover. And I am so excited. So far, we've talked about how one small move of removing materials, how 2, stopping repeating, and 3, asking better questions can completely change how students engage during your math discussion. Y'all, I know it is the end of May and the end of the school year is so close. You might not even be listening to this until it's summertime because you were just so darn busy in May. But now we are going to get to the move that makes all of these 3 tips actually work. Because even if students are listening, even if you're asking better questions, there's always still one moment where it feels like everything is about to fall apart. You know what I'm talking about. It's that moment when you ask a question and not one kid in the room knows what to say, right? And this is where most teachers, myself included at times, jump in. We just jump in. We start explaining more, we start guiding more, we pull the answer out of them, right? And without realizing it, we're accidentally killing engagement during the most important part of our lesson. Now, I say this to you to say, telling kids and teaching explicitly isn't always wrong. But in Word Problem Workshop, when we want kids to look at those strategies and pull out their ideas and think about it and talk about it, we don't want to rescue them quite so quick. But here is the shift. It's in the title. It's turn and talk. It's not just a strategy. I know you actually already use turn and talks, but I want to zoom in on the moment where thinking actually happens, okay? It's during turn and talks. Most of us are using turn and talks, but we're not really going as hard as we could with a turn and talk, okay? Here's what usually happens, and this is what I see in classrooms. Teacher says, turn and talk. And then they wait, right? And the kids kind of turn and they kind of chit chat. And the teacher is like getting the next slide ready or might listen to this kid right here to get them back on track. But let me tell you something. Turn and talk is not about getting students to talk. It's about giving them time to help them think about their ideas and to help you see their thinking. Okay, this is your moment, all right? Let me show you what this looks like. So let's say before you would ask a question, students would hesitate, you'd call on a few kids, they still don't really know what to say, so you explain and you try to carry the discussion forward, but it's really just like kind of pulling teeth. It feels like you're dragging a dog that doesn't want to go on a walk. But after you make this shift, you're going to ask a question and kids are going to look at you with that blank stare of like, I don't know what you're talking about. And instead of stepping in, you're going to step back and you're going to say, I want you guys to turn and talk and work this out with a partner. Now, kids are turning and talking, working together. They're testing their ideas. They're hearing themselves think. They're working through their thinking out loud. And they're building understanding in real time. And you're not talking, you're listening. And this, in my opinion, is the most important part of turn and talk. And it's the one I think teachers miss most. And I know this because when I share this, a lot of times teachers will be like, I never thought to do that. That's so simple. Why didn't I do that? Here we go. You're going to do it right now. During the turn and talk, you lean in. You listen to the conversations, gathering evidence. Who gets it? Who doesn't? Who just said something that the class needs to hear? Because turn and talk, it's for them. We want them to work their thinking out, but it's mostly for you. This is how you find out what students actually understand. In the last episode, I was talking all about how when students are talking, it's a glimpse into what they know and understand. So that's why we have to get them more opportunities to talk, so we know what they understand. Because if a student understands, then they can explain it. So here's when you use this. You're going to use a turn and talk when students are stuck. Instead of calling on more and more and more students, all for them to look at you like, lady, I don't know, let them figure it out together. Turn and talk. Use it when students need rehearsal time, because we are expecting students to explain their thinking. Well, they might need a chance to practice it, right? To practice saying what they might say to the whole group. Turn and talk. The other time I want you to use it is when you yourself feel like you are talking too much. You know that moment. That little internal voice is like, uh-oh, you are talking too much. You're explaining, you're explaining, you're explaining. And they're just staring at you. That's your cue. Stop, turn and talk. This resets the room. It resets yourself because you're like, okay, let me stop. Go ahead and turn and talk. Explain his strategy. That's it. That's as simple as it could be. And reset yourself and turn your attention to listening. And when you hear it, when you hear a student say the thing that you were hoping someone would say, that you were hoping someone would get out of what you were explaining, capture it. Hey, I want you to share that in the discussion in a minute. I need you to tell everyone that, right? And now you're not dragging that discussion forward. Instead, you're building the discussion from student thinking. Okay, so if we zoom out across this whole series, this 4-part series, this is what changes everything. You've removed distractions. You've stopped repeating what students say. You're asking better questions because they're open-ended, not with a single destination. And you use turn and talks to uncover student thinking. And now you're not running the discussion. You're building a community where students listen to each other, where they think deeply and they learn from one another. That's the shift. That's the Math Discussion Makeover. If you did not listen to all 4 episodes, go right now, my friend. If you're listening on YouTube, you know I want you to hit subscribe. And I'd love for wherever you're listening, for you to give me some feedback on what you thought of this series. Should we do more series? What do you want the next series to be about? Go ahead and leave a review and leave me your feedback right inside that review. I cannot wait to see you in June. I've got some special things planned for summer. Let's go. Let's get into June and July and just reset and recharge. I'll see you in summer. Bye, friend.